Welcome to today's deep dive. Imagine walking into a room and feeling the dynamic just instantly shift. Suddenly, everyone is catering to one person. So our mission today is to decode exactly why that happens. We are looking at a piece by Orrie about spotting narcissistic patterns in everyday life. And the goal here isn't to play armchair psychologist. We aren't offering clinical diagnoses.
Right. It's strictly about pattern recognition.
Exactly. Okay,
That's
let's
good.
unpack this. So Kareem draws this really sharp line between genuine confidence and pure control. Basically, the difference between actual presence and a calculated performance.
Yeah, because when someone is genuinely secure, they don't require the room to act as a mirror, to just validate them. For someone exhibiting narcissistic patterns, building a connection isn't actually about a mutual relationship. It's about curation.
Curation, right, like they're setting a stage.
Exactly, setting a stage where everyone else is just a prop in their scene.
It's almost like they're like a director on a movie set. They subtly move the actors around to hit their marks. You feel like you're just acting naturally, but, well, the director has already mapped out the scene to ensure they are the star. It's like a black hole bending gravity the moment they walk into the space.
That's a great way to put it. They don't just enter a space, they reposition it. They scan for who has influence to leverage, or maybe who is vulnerable enough to manipulate.
But wait, does this always look like loud, boisterous behavior?
Mm-hmm.
Because I always picture this as, the life of the party kind of energy. Is it always that obvious?
Not at all. Actually, it's often a very quiet dominance. They don't need to shout to control the narrative. What's fascinating here is that the socializing phase is actually just data gathering.
Oh, data gathering.
Yeah, they're mapping out the social ecosystem to see how people fit into their eventual needs. Connection is completely strategic, not relational.
So once they've established that macro-level control of the room, you really feel the trap snap shut when they corner you in a one-on-one conversation. Kareem notes they will mirror your values incredibly fast to make you feel seen or understood. Because when you hear your own beliefs repeated back, your brain just drops its defenses.
Right, which makes it so much easier for them to rewrite the narrative later. And that leads straight into how they handle empathy. Kareem writes that real empathy holds space, while performance empathy shifts space.
Shifts space. What does that look like practically?
Well, holding space means letting silence sit after you share something vulnerable. Performance empathy uses your vulnerability as a pivot. They use that silence to say, oh, I totally get it. That reminds me of the time I did this or that. And suddenly the focus is right back on them.
Wait, let me push back on that a second, though, because this feels incredibly hard to spot in real time. Don't we all relate to friends by sharing similar stories? Where's the line between naturally relating to someone and aggressively overriding them?
It is super blurry, which is why the tactic is so effective. The difference usually reveals itself in how they handle your reactions to their jokes. You'll hear subtle put-downs disguised as humor, like, you're actually smarter than you look.
Oh, wow. And if you get annoyed, they drop the "I'm just joking, don't be so sensitive" line.
Exactly, which is a test. They want to see if you will challenge them or if you'll shrink and adjust your own boundaries just to keep the peace. They are basically probing the fences for a weakness.
If they're constantly testing the fences, I imagine the system breaks down the second you introduce a hard boundary, right?
Yeah.
Just saying no.
Oh, absolutely. They hate friction. Your no becomes an immediate challenge to them.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. The most dangerous part of this dynamic isn't even what your brain notices, it's what your body feels. Before you can intellectually process the manipulation, your body registers the tension.
Yes, you feel the subtle, anxious pressure that you need to perform better around them to keep them happy.
Right, it's like a car's check engine light. That physical discomfort is a visceral warning system telling you the dynamic is off, and you shouldn't just override it.
You really shouldn't. It's your earliest indicator that you're caught in their performance. If we connect this to the bigger picture, narcissistic personality disorder patterns show up in deflection, not perfection. They will completely rearrange the facts so they are never at fault.
So, what does this all mean for you, the listener? Kareem offers a liberating bottom line. You don't need to expose them. You don't have to confront every narcissist you meet and demand they change, because honestly, you probably can't make them change anyway.
No, you really can't.
The most powerful move is simply to see the pattern, trust that physical tension, and adjust your access accordingly. Just step off their movie set.
Because once you see the performance for what it is, you take away its power over you.
Exactly. But this does leave us with a final provocative thought for you to mull over. If you do successfully restrict a narcissist's access to you, How might they adapt their performance to try and bypass those new boundaries? Something to keep in mind the next time the dynamic of the room suddenly shifts.